ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ जगतीमवितुं कलिताकृतयो विचरन्ति महामः सच्चलतः अहिमांशुरिवात्र विभासि गुरो भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्त ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातुः अनुग्रहेण अस्मिन् क्षणे एव उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृते समस्त साधक सेवक जिज्ञासूनां संस्थापकानां च समस्त बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा शक्ति साधना संपदा वाप्ति द्वारा धर्म संस्थापना दिव्य कार्यस्य दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थं विश्व शांति समैक्यता सामरस्यता प्राप्त्यर्थं श्री अनुभद्रा सूक्तस्य पारायणं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ अनुभद्राः सूक्तं। Let us chant this suktam invoking all devatas to bless us with the best of the knowledges, best of the every resources required for a successful fruitful spiritual journey. ओम अथ आनो भद्रा सूक्तम्। ओम आनो भद्राः क्रतवो यन्तु विश्वतो दग्धासो अपरीतास उद्भिदः देवानो यथा सदमिद्वृधे असन्नप्रायुवो रक्षितारो दिवे दिवे देवानां भद्रासुमतिर्रुजूयतां देवानां रातिरभिनो निवर्तताम देवानां सख्यमुपसेदिमा वयं देवान आयो प्रतिरन्तु जीवसे तान् पूर्वया निविदा होमये वयं भगं मित्रमदितिं दक्षमश्रिदं हर्यमणं वरुणं सोममश्विना सरस्वतीन सुभगामयस्करतो तन्नो वातो मयो भुवातु भेषजं तन्माता पृथिवी तत्पिता द्यौः तद्ग्रावाणाः सोमसुतो मयो भुवस्तदश्विना शृणुतं धिष्ण्या युवं तमीशानं जगतस्तस्तु शस्पतिं धियं जिन्वमवसे होमये वयं भूषानो यथा वेदसामसत् वृधे रक्षिता वायुरदब्धस्वस्तये स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातो वृषदश्वा मरुत वृष्णिमातर शुभं यावानो विदथेषु जग्मयः अग्निजिह्वामनव सूरचक्षसो विश्वेनो देवा अवसागमन्यः भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिर्व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः शतमिन्नु शरदो अन्तिदेवा यत्रानश्चक्राजरसं तनूनाम पुत्रासो यत्र पितरो भवन्ति मानो मध्यारीरिशतायुर्गन्तोः अदितिर्द्यौरदितिरन्तरिक्षमदितिर्माना माता स पिता स पुत्रः विश्वे देवा अदिति पञ्चजना अदितिर्जातमदितिर्जनित्वम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदा ॐ यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे कुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनाम्हे व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते अथ शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावेद तद्वक्तारमावेद आवेन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ तृतीयोऽनुवाकः ॐ प्राणं देवा अनुप्राणन्ते मनुष्याः पशवश्च ये प्राणो हि भूतानामायुः तस्मात् सर्वायुषमुच्यते सर्वमेव त आयुर्यन्ते ये प्राणं ब्रह्मोपासते प्राणो हि भूतानामायुः तस्मात् सर्वायुषमुच्यत इति तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्मात् प्राणमयात् अन्योन्तर आत्मा मनोमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य यजुरेव शिरः ऋग्दक्षिणः पक्षः सामोत्तर पक्षः आदेश आत्मा अथर्वाङ्गिरसः उच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्तिः 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 Salutations to Parabrahma Tattva, salutations to Shruti Mata, salutations to all our Brahma Vidya Acharyas, Rishis, Muni and Gurus and all our worshipped Devatas. Salutations to Vedavyasa Bhagavan, Vaishampayana Bhagavan, Yagnivalkya Bhagavan and our Bhashyakara Bhagavan Sri Adi Shankara. Salutations to all the Gotra Parampara, Guru Parampara, and also our own Guru. In life's evolution of human, which is so tough, inevitably, every day we have to cautiously and see what is that negative quality which is persecuting me, not allowing me to grow in my life of evolution. And am I doing my bit of effort to remove that negative quality, even though nothing is in our hands, everything by the Ishvara, everything is Baliya Prarabdha. Baliya Prarabdha, Balavan Prarabdha, and Ishvara Krupa, though they are there. From our side, have we recognized those negative traits because of which we are not able to evolve spiritually? Deeply, we have to recognize them, and then with our own want, little bit efforts we have to put to come out. Then we pray. Then the prayers are answered. Slowly, we can see those non-positive going away. In the same way, what are the positivities that are required for my own life's betterment, safety, peace, or happiness, outside and inside, along with the spiritual goal? And those good qualities also, values also, they won't come just by themselves. It is by God's grace. But the grace won't come unless we pray. But before worthy of being prayer, doing prayer, we have to from our side also show that, oh Lord, this is what I have done as my best effort to inculcate this quality, which is very essential for my smooth conduct of outer inner life as well as my spiritual evolution. Then we can see the Lord recognizing the prayers born out of genuinity of one's own effort. He will be happy and definitely He will be blessing us and those good qualities. It's called the Ekagrata of the Chitta, Shuddhata of the Antakarana, then the Astikya Buddhi, the Shraddha for the regularity in the Shastra Adhyanam Ityadi, or even the attempts for the Dhyanam. All these good qualities Bhagavan will bestow if we desire them, if we try from our own side. In the same way, the Upanishadic Jnanam, how much of the details or the depth of this Upanishadic Jnanam we are gaining, getting convinced day by day. More important is conviction. Then, along with that only, depending on that conviction only, that what sadhana nowadays I am doing apart from removing the negative, inculcating positive consciously. What is the sadhana which I feel I lack today or I require today means these days, and then I'm on that. Do you think we miss the upasana? Do you think we miss the japa and the result of that? Or do we think that some more of the swadhyaya to be done at home and we are doing it? Well, whichever the sadhanas, preparatory sadhanas, all these are including study of Shastra. Thereafter, that information keeping in our heart intact, then pondering over that information, then getting the essence out of it as the knowledge, then living that knowledge to avoid the ignorance and its consequences. Are we doing that? This is how we can observe ourselves and see to eliminate the obstructing negative, see to add the helping positive. And daily on a particular sadhana, we are on our own effort progress. This is what when we are fixed in and not allowing anything to distract us, then we can relaxedly think that we are on the path. Rest is the prayers of ours to all the Devatas, Gurus, Bhagavan, and Shruti Mata Parabrahma. And as and when they find we are free from many negativities, getting all the good positive values and qualities, then they start taking interest in us, then their blessings will make us more and more qualified and doing the sadhana, growing, etc. Also, we can consequently see. So, therefore, see what is obstructing negative, see what is required positive, see what is the particular sadhana we are doing now consciously. If these few things we can master, then we can feel a confidence in us that we are on the path. We can feel that joy that yes, what I am studying and I am doing some justice to that. And such a great Adhyatmic sadhana when we do, definitely there will be transformation in us. That transformation gives us great, great joy and satisfaction. When it is continued slowly, step by step, even to the actualization of the reality, up to that also we can reach, if not in the near soon future, but definitely it will be there in its own stipulated time, provided we ensure we are on the path. So may entire Guru Parampara, Rishi Parampara give us, bless us with all the required subtle faculties to deeply understand the Upanishadic mantras and practice whatever is to be done there, so that the assured result of moksha by the Shastra is experienced by us, which after which we become the more rigorous custodians of this Shastra and the Mukti Marga in spreading it to the world around us. That is a spiritual fulfilled life will be. Anything other than this is the worldly or samsara, and we have to slowly by involving in spirituality more and more have to start reducing and putting end to samsara, otherwise neither it gets reduced nor it ends. So let us that way, day in and day out, equip our intellects with these type of higher and higher understandings, and thus be on the path. Now in Taittiriya Upanishad, what a beautiful one. If you have that heart like that of, if not Adi Shankara, but any of his disciples are devotees, we can see the Gambhirata in the Bhashya, therefore the Gambhirata in the mantras, in sincerely, genuinely guiding the students towards the Mukti. Whole Upanishadic literature with Bhashyam and all, a very Gambhira knowledge of the writings of put there for helping any serious sincere seeker on the path of evolution and liberation. They are not very simply translated from here and their text or written for time pass. That thing is not there. Every part of the Shruti Mata, every part of the Bhashyakara's Bhashya are designed or made for the definite purpose of guiding sincere students toward the truth ultimate. That respect we should also have for the Shruti Mata, for the Jnanam that is there in the Shruti Mata, and through that Jnanam, the Jnaya Vastu, and then also the Bhashyakara and our Gurus who are explaining these things to us. Not till yesterday, in our efforts to understand the Pancha Koshas, Annamaya Kosha, the information is given to us. It is we who have to make that information a thorough understanding through our variety of inquiries, giving time for that. After understanding only, then we know the limitations of Annamaya Adi, then how to be standing apart from its identity. Because our goal is to reach to the self which is beyond all these five koshas. What helps us is to find and identify with the pranamaya kosha very seriously and attending to it. It's as simple as you seriously attend to Guru Seva, seriously attend to the Bhagavad Seva in any temple, seriously attend to these Adhyatmikatas. Where is the world? Otherwise, which was so important, where is it? It's gone. If you give reality, it appears real. If you give value, it appears to be having value. If you involve, it obviously gives those respective sukha dukkha bandhanam. When we turn our attention to this, all of them just for some time they try to attract our attention. If you don't pay, it goes away. Anybody in our life contacts us. If we pay attention, then they enter into our life. If we don't pay, they don't even be in our vicinity. In the same way, when we are with full thorough understanding, attending to the pranamaya kosha as much as possible, then the most essential breakthrough of spiritual sadhana we can achieve that of transcending the Annamaya Upadhi Tadatmya. There is no other way than fully focusing our attention. Like any dukkha badha dukkha or misery. What is the way? Focus your attention on Bhagavan, bhajana, kirtana, prayer. In that flow of positivity, this dukkha, bhaya, they go away. Otherwise, they are only concepts of mind. Jona to hoyega hi. By our being fear, frightened, or worried, tensed, we can't avoid what's going to happen. But by attending to the divinity, as we get rid of those negative emotions, so obvious it is. So too, whenever attend to the higher values, the negative goes away. Whenever we are in Sat Sangha, Dussanga goes away. So too, whenever we are starting to live life at the higher koshas level, then the lower one's identity goes away. There is no easy, effective method in that. But we should understand further that the Pancha koshas are Vandanam. I have to realize the self which is beyond. Among them, the first is the Stula Annamaya Kosha that I have to transcend. This conviction, if it is there, then these tips of practice of identifying with Pranamaya, living whole life, being conscious of Pranamaya Kosha and its presence everywhere and its contribution. When we are aware about it, in front of the glory of the Annamaya, Pranamaya, the Annamaya starts reduced. Like the children think very arrogantly, as if they are everything, because of being pampered. But suddenly, if somebody comes and tells, stupid fellow, you are nothing without your parents, they are the ones who gave birth to you. All that when you go on telling them, slowly the child's ego goes away. Are you correct? In the ignorance of my being taken care of them, I thought I am the hero, otherwise I am the zero only. They gave me birth, they took care of my all needs, they give love, they forgive me. So that fellow gets benumbed or humbled, if you really understand. So too, the most powerful Annamaya Kosha Adhatma will get humbled or be benumbed if we know how Pranamaya is the Atma of the Annamaya, how Pranamaya is permeating the entire Annamaya. Without Pranamaya, there is no Jivam or the Ayuhu in that Annamaya, that will collapse only. So these things will again and again entertain. Then the unnecessary importance given to that Stula Kosha Annamaya gets reduced. That is the achievement. When the Annamaya Kosha importance reduced, all the samsara, most of the samsara is because of Aham Dehosmi that starts going away. To that extent, we can feel that relief, that relaxation. Like any medicine taken, when it starts functioning, we can see the relief of that pain, the symptoms from us. That is called as mukti. Consciously, we can experience. The ultimate mukti is discovering ourselves with the Brahma Tattva oneness. But before that, each of the kosha tadatmya pakka with understanding, when we are transcending, that also gives a great grand relief. That knowledge, that conviction, that ability to abide in the higher kosha proves to us that we were unnecessarily caught up in this lower kosha and were deliberately with our own attempt suffering. It was our own mistaken choice. We were deluded, therefore we were at this level suffering. ये सब clearly हमको पता चलता है. Then so much glorification is done for the Pranamaya Kosha. Having done that, then now even Pranamaya taken as an Atma is also Mithya Prakalpita. It also has its own limitations of the Jadata Ityadi, the Prana Shakti. So even that also is not ultimate Atma. Every Jiva has its Atma Tadatmya or Atmiyata. Not only with Annaprana, even there are some more inner subtler layers, koshas, personalities, which are in fact more near to us. With them, our Atmiyata is more closer. Only thing is, we never observed it, valued it. Like we never observe, value our heart. But that's the most crucial organ of the entire body. We may not be aware of it, but doesn't mean that हम उसके लिए aware नहीं हो रहे इसलिए heart बंद थोड़ी होता है. It will go on in the same way. We may not become aware of the higher koshas to be more closer to us. Yet they keep on doing their job. Becoming aware of them, acknowledging their greatness, transcending the lower koshas in our identity is our Adhyatmika evolution. So in this process, same like tasma dva etasmat annamayat anyaha antaraha atma pranamaya, as it was said, same language we are introduced to a higher, deeper kosha than the pranamaya. So tasmadva etasmaat pranamayat. From that, this pranamaya, other than that, anyaha, other than that, antaraha, inside, atma, which is also taken by us as an atma. And even this also mithya kalpita. That is manomaya. Tena esha pranamaya purna. Sava eva purushavida eva. तस्य पुरुष विदताम अनु अयम पुरुष विदा. ये भी उसी की तरह पुरुष विद वाला है, बट इसका पुरुष विदता अपने इंडिविजुअल के कारण नहीं है, उसको अनु मीन्स फॉलो करके ही इसको पुरुष विदता है. टू दिस थर्ड कोशा मनोमय. एंड देन व्हाट इज मनोमय? वी हैव सीन यस्टरडे कि मनः इति संकल्पादि आत्मकम अंतःकरणम. Mana is the inner instrument, like the outer instruments. That also a gift given by the Lord to us. It that antakaranam, which is a subtle stuff, which is called a chitta in the yoga bhasha, antakaranam here. Generally, it is one matter. Functionally, when it functions, it gathers four forms: mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. Among them, the mana is called sankalpa vikalpatmaka. So, regarding any of the things, a sankalpa is born in us because of the mana's effort. That sankalpa can be noble, can be good, can be positive, can be ignoble, bad and negative. कुछ भी हो करेगा संकल्प. Like I want to serve this person or help this person, give money to this person. So a sankalpa came. Maybe with indriyas you saw that person suffering, then inside the sankalpa came. I want to do. Whether you do it or not, that is nischaya, that is later on. If you do it actually, it is an action. Or the other fellow who is troubling me or others, so I will take him to a task, I'll just kick him or I'll get him to the police, or I get 4 and 5 people and thrash him. The good or the bad, both are the sankalpas in our mind. Or I go to the temple, it's a sankalpa. Or I go to the place of boozing or drinking, that also is a thought, sankalpa. पॉजिटिव एंड नॉन पॉजिटिव, वो तो दूसरी बात है. बट संकल्प विकल्प मन में, विकल्प हैज टू मीनिंग्स. विकल्प मीन्स अल्टरनेटिव और चेंज ऑफ इट. So I want to go that place. This is sankalpa. Vikalpas are two types. One is what? Not that place or this place. Not this place but this place. That's called a vikalpa. Other thing is what? I will not go only. विकल्पना मतलब जो मनमानी की उसको छोड़ देना या दूसरा वाला करना. दिस कॉल्ड विकल्प. विगत कल्प और विपरीत कल्प. विगत मीन्स गॉन, विपरीत मीन्स ऑपोजिट. Opposite of that is want to go is equal to opposite means I don't want to go. So these type of thoughts in the mind is called mind. Thoughts in the antakarana. That state of thought in the antakarana is called as manaha. So manaha sankalpadhyatmakam. Okay. Antakaranam. And tanmayaha. निरंतर संकल्प विकल्प के साथ रहने वाला. That state of antakarana is called manomaya kosha. Just like the anna rasa is annamaya. पंच प्राण युक्त प्राणमय और वायु युक्त प्राणमय. सो टू निरंतर संकल्प विकल्प फ्रॉम द टाइम वी वेक अप till we sleep, which is going on in us. That means we are at the Sankalpa Vikalpa time in the Manomaya Kosha. When we take that Sankalpa Vikalpa and scrutinize it, try to see the pros and cons, and try to see the validity, reality, an inquiry is going on, a thinking is going on. That is called as Buddhi, which will be the next kosha. Buddhi does the inquiry and has the knowledge. Mind does Sankalpa. And Sankalpa itself can go into action without consulting Buddhi many a times. And that is many a times beneficial, many a times loss, depending on what exactly that action done in the mana. Like naturally, I go to temple every day. There, the Buddhi is not used every day. But by habit, the mana does Sankalpa and gone. But it is good thing. But the same mind goes for some negative habits without consulting the buddhi. That is a negative thing, bad for us. So, without consulting buddhi, also the mind can take decisions and work according to its own emotions or the senses. There, the mana buddhi are disintegrated. Sometimes they are integrated, but the buddhi is a lazy gulam of the mana because buddhi doesn't have its own sufficient quantity of the authentic knowledge for the mana to refer to and for itself to inquire and decide whether this is to be done or not. Is it not? That's why the maximum purushartha of ours is to fill the buddhi with the authentic, highest true knowledge about the Paramatma as well as the Jagat. In the buddhi, through the study of Shastra, what is dharma, what is adharma, what is punya, what is papa, if that is fully filled, then that will dominate that buddhi, not allow the mind to do whatever it wants. In the buddhi, if these dichakshana, if these knowledges are not there, oh khokla hai, so mind will, while it consults that buddhi, it only takes decisions. Like the mother-in-law, father-in-law are strong, the daughter-in-law will be in limits. If they themselves are very weak, then she will rule the kingdom. In the same way, just it is a Vedantic different topic, not here. All that is not discussed as when we discuss koshas, as we are seeing it every day. Koshas per se alone is discussed. But when we said the mana, sankalpa, vikalpa, it is we have to say that it is an antakarana. In the antakarana, though the stuff matter remaining same, the state of thoughts define whether it is mana or buddhi, chitta, or ahankara. So in the topic you are discussing, the mana is sankalpa, vikalpa. It can take its own decision and act with the senses without consulting buddhi. That can be sometimes good if that is good program, bad if it is a bad one. In both cases, the buddhi should be there with all the authenticity so that the mind consults always buddhi. The chances of doing negative are reduced, chances of doing good are more and more increased, then we can be better in our performance outer. Like some people. नेवर यूज बुद्धि गुस्सा आ गया गुस्सा करते हैं गाली करना है गाली करते हैं कोई नेगेटिव कंजम्पशन करना है करते हैं तो हु इज मेकिंग देम डू दैट देयर मनो which is so powerfully habitually having that sankalpa and do it and those fellows whatever duty नौकरी is there वो छोड़ ही देते हैं अपने दोस्तों के साथ घूमने जाते हैं फिर दारू वगैरह पीते हैं now, what's happening to them? Their mana is very virulent there. Buddhi is shunya. That is why all the counselings, etc., are done to awaken the sleeping buddhi and to give the data in that buddhi to know that these type of actions are detrimental. If that speaker is very experienced and if that fellow is responsive, then this counseling invokes the buddhi tattva in that fellow. And if he uses that buddhi tattva, he will become better without invoking the buddhi within, even though others are telling. If that fellow brushes aside all the information given to invoke the buddhi, lives only at the mind level, then out of fear or out of avoiding the situation, he will tell, yes, definitely I will not do this thing. He will only promise him, but he is not intellectually convinced. Therefore, once they go away, again he does the same mistake. That is how you see the children committing same mistakes students doing the same mistake, your own servants doing the same mistake, people are of addictions doing the same mistakes again and again. Why? The Manomaya, Indriyas and Vasanas are working. Vijnanamaya is not at all there. It is very dull. If Vijnana is there, he will not do. Like the Manomaya में सबके मन में thought आता है. But those who have the Vijnanamaya, they will sublimate the thought of the Mano with that knowledge. And many people don't have the Mano other than to suggest to the Buddhi to decide. For them, they are habitually Buddhijivis. Therefore, their life is always depending on the Buddhi to inquire, to take right decision and act. Such people will never enter into these negative activities of self-destruction, troubling others. सो दिस आर ऑल जनरली व्यवहार में क्या होना है क्या होता है उसका थोड़ा डिस्कशन. This can be extended as much as you want, taking hundreds of examples of our own life every day, moment to moment, even others' experiences and examples. So here now Sankalpa Vikalpa Adhyatmakam Manaha Antah Karanam. So that Manaha Antah Karanam Sankalpa Vikalpa Adivala. अंतःकरण वो अंदर रहकर सोच विचार डिसीजन लेकर बाह्य करणों से जो रेस्पॉन्स देना है टू द वर्ल्ड वो दिलाता है. सो मनः इति संकल्पादि आत्मकम अंतःकरणम. सो तन्मयः मनोमयः यथा अन्नमयः. therefore we have to become full aware of the fullness of the manomaya kosha in us. We use the Manomaya Kosha, we live at the Manomaya Kosha level only with Raga, Dvesha, Kama, Krodha. ये सब बुद्धि में नहीं होते, ये मन में होते हैं. बुद्धि इसका गुलाम हो जाती है तो बुद्धि कुछ सजेस्ट करते हैं मन को, let us go and enjoy. This is how goes on happening inside. But become aware of this mana which is Sankalpa Vikalpa Atmakam. Isn't it? From morning onwards, continuous Sankalpas. Till the night goes on till we go into sleep. Some of the sankalpas immediately we fulfill, many of them become asanas. Later on, they will make us. Therefore, to avoid all sankalpas unwanted, in spirituality we are told, keep on taking Lord's name till Lord's name becomes your only sankalpa. Lord's name will not breed any subsequent thoughts. But any other thought other than the Lord's name, the sankalpa, breeds so many things. Then you are slowly entering into the manorajya. And when it goes out of control, बंदा कुछ भी सोचता है, कुछ भी पागल की तरह. And we are all like that only. We think we are intelligently doing the things, imagining, but all of them are just मन का खेल ही चल रहा है. कम ही बुद्धि वहाँ पीछे सोचती है, काम करती है. So become aware of that manomaya kosha in which the sankalpa vikalpas nirantar happening. And in the sankalpa vikalpa, when an inquiry is done कि मैं क्या सोच रहा हूँ, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, मुझे ये करना है कि और कुछ करना है, that state of inquiry is buddhi for our differentiation between mana and buddhi. उसको बुद्धि कहते हैं. One is the sankalpa and vikalpa and execution sometimes by the senses, few times that sankalpa consults the buddhi. बुद्धि को कंसल्ट करके निर्णय लेने वाला मन है तो बहुत बढ़िया. हर डिसीजन मन बुद्धि को देने वाला मन है तो बहुत अच्छा होता है. That level we have to evolve to. That's what evolution from the mana level to buddhi level, vijnanamaya level. So sankalpadhyatmakam manaha antakaranam हो गया. तन्मयः is called manomaya. यथा अन्नमयः, अन्न से भरा हुआ अन्नमय था, प्राण से भरा हुआ प्राणमय, मन से भरा हुआ मनमय हमारे अंदर है. Become aware of that. Then the description about it. Saha ayam pranamayasya abhyantaraha. That is inside the pranamaya kosha to begin with. Later on we will know it is outside pranamaya, beyond pranamaya, even becomes the container for the pranamaya. Not only your own individual, but the total prana is contained in total mana only. बट वो वाला बाद में. बट फिलहाल हमको अंतरंग में रहने वाला ब्रह्म को पाना है. Later on, once you discover him, he alone is found to be everywhere. Because he alone is found to be everywhere, anything other than him has to be in him only, contained. वो बाद में, बट पहले ध्यान के समय, इंक्वायरी के समय, अन्य अदर देन प्राणमय, अंतरः, इट इज इनसाइड. Inside outside definitions change in spirituality as we grow ahead. Like now, I think I am in the body, but in a true inquiry dawns this body and its all modifications. Like this, so many bodies are in me. I am not in them. They are all in me. In the wave, we talk as water is there. In the pot, there is a mud, we say it is there. But it is so easily, conveniently understandable, acceptable fallacy or untruth. The reality is, in the pot, there is no mud. In the mud, there is a pot. Because which is Atma? Mud or the pot? It is pot. Mud is the Atma. Therefore, उस आत्मा रूपी मड में पाट होता है, pot में मड नहीं होता. Out of these two, which is real permanent is mud only, not the pot. Pots come and go, mud remains. Therefore, mud is the Atma of the pot. Therefore, in the pot there is no mud. In the mud there is a pot. So too, in the Panchakoshas there is no Atma. In the pure Atma, the entire Pancha Mahabhutas and all the Panchakoshas at the Vesti and Samishta level, all we see. That will be later on development. But now we are becoming single pointed in a particular exercise of fully thoroughly understanding each of the kosha and going beyond them one by one by rejecting the misconception that it is Atma. Because the other one is taken as an Atma. When Pranamaya became Atma, Annamaya as an Atma is gone. Is gone means should go away. That way we have to do the meditation on Pranamaya as an Atma. वो फिर उसका कॉन्सिक्वेंस में हमको इंश्योर करना है कि आई एम नाउ पक्का इन माई अंडरस्टैंडिंग द अन्नमय इज नॉट आत्मा. इट इज गिवन टू मी, आई एम यूजिंग इट, इट्स ऑल ओके, बट आई एम नॉट इट, आई एम नॉट दैट. The Tattva, Atma, Tadatma, we have to cut asunder. Let it be there. We use it. गुरु लोग शरीर में ही रहते हैं, शरीर के साथ काम करते हैं, लेकिन आत्म तादात्म नहीं होता उनको. Through all the study, inquiry, meditation, they doubtlessly realize their self, after which all Panchakoshas are there, not as other than Atma, but at the same time, not an independent Atma they are. In that way, they use the Upadhis for serving the world later on. So, प्राणमय के अन्य है, प्राणमय से अन्य, and प्राणमय का अंतर is called as abhyantara. This is manomaya, and this is atma. This is the atma than even pranamaya to all of us right now. So compared to annamaya, the pranamaya was found as an atma. Compared to pranamaya, now the manomaya will be the atma. This is what we have to do the अभ्यास. श्रुति ने जो कहा वो रिकॉग्नाइज करके हमको बता रही है कि this manomaya is the more real atma than the pranamaya. She said and she left. We have to do the practice of manomaya as I am to such an extent that pranamaya I am is reduced. It remains, but not with tadatmyata so much as we had earlier. That is the meaning of transcending one by one koshas. It should happen in us obviously. That's how I live only at the level of mana more and more. That anna and prana are no more important. Like that in this world you see the many people at the manomaya level of sankalpa, vikalpa, emotions, they live. They don't care anna and pranamaya of their own. For the sake of the love in the mind, they sacrifice the comforts of anna and prana. Occasionally we also do that. When you love your children, that manomaya level में है, तो your own अन्नमय, you don't care, प्राणमय, you don't care. सुबह उठ जाते हैं और खुद भूखे रहते हैं और उनके लिए सब बना कर देते हैं. So that is the state of being in manomaya. All the time we have to be in that. All the time we should be using anna prana only as instruments, never coming down to the level of tada atma with that. When you become emotional about pranamaya kosha, we have fallen to the pranamaya level. When the hunger came in the pranamaya, yeah, it's the need of the survival के लिए जरूरत है करके required food दे दो, then you have not fallen to pranamaya level. So to a wound happened to a body, a wound has happened, it has to be treated. If you have done that, not fallen to annamaya level, but we become emotionally मेरे को क्यों हुआ ऐसा क्यों हुआ वगैरह वगैरह, then you have fallen to the pranamaya annamaya level. Whole night I was only getting these thoughts. I don't know why. How many hundreds, thousands people in that rubbles of Turkey and Syria that waiting for some help, shouting, asking, "Bachao humko." But people are the rescue team not able to reach them, a sound not coming. There's how many are there? It's a huge calamitous thing. I don't know whether you're observing or not. How many birds died, how many animals died, bereaved from their own masters. Children died, parents suffering, parents died, children suffering, brothers died, sisters died, wife died, husband died. Where are the relatives? Don't know. How will be there in the future? कहाँ रहेंगे? The dukkha and akrosha, both who died in shock, they are now. कि suddenly ये क्या हो गया? They are refusing to accept still. Slowly they started accepting now that now no more we are in this deha ityadi. Some are wounded, some are still, so much pain. Very horrible is that situation. किसी को नहीं होना है वो प्रकृति माता. We ask for forgiveness on their and everyone's behalf. Please don't teach us in this horrible way. Intolerable, unbearable. Not only that, the workers who are struggling to take out the dead bodies and alive people, the hospital, the doctors, the other people, the foreigners who are going to help them. बड़ा सा बाप रे. My mind is only on that. क्या हो रहा है बेचारे? We are happily, comfortably seated here. They are so much. Very, very painstaken. Children, youngsters, कोई नौकरी नहीं, कोई ठिकाना नहीं, खाना नहीं, कोई फ्यूचर नहीं. ईश्वर, hey Bhagavan, give to all of them as early as possible all sorts of reliefs required. Immediately, what as early? We don't give you choice. Immediately, every jiva there should be given full relief. Come out of those wounds quickly and restart their lives afresh. After all, oh Lord, all of them are your own children. We pray, we insist you. So that everyone, everything. Oh, even those people rescue team वाले हजारों में बेचारे उनको भी थक जाते हैं. सर्दी है, माइनस टेम्परेचर, बारिश हो रही है वहाँ, खाना देने वाला है कि नहीं कोई ऐसा. Anyway, the point is what in this way we have to come to the level of the Manomaya acted the Annamaya level, but don't become Annamaya. Like all I said, emotional is Manomaya. Little higher is intellectual. Intellectual में ईश्वरा clearing their samashti prarabdha, and it's not end of their journey. End in this life maybe, but it goes on. Those jivas who deserve a similar type of karma phala are brought together, and then that's how it is executed. How many nationals have gone there? From our own Andhra, 1,000 people who were there at the time of that epicenter went for the employment. किधर आंध्रा किधर टर्की, बट उनको वहां जाके ये होना है. These are all intellectual. That saves us. Emotional makes us help them or save them. Practical doing is done by physical and prana. That's how Bhagavan gave each of the koshas. अन्नमय से सेवा करो, प्राणमय में एनर्जी रखो, मनोमय में इमोशन होना चाहिए, विज्ञानमय में समझदारी होना चाहिए. If every one of them thoroughly done and integratedly if you do, then things go smoothly in life. So, tasmadva etasmat pranamayat anyaha antaraha atma manomayah. This is done. Explained. Now that is also Tena Esha Purnaha. With Manomaya, the Pranamaya is Purnaha. That is done. Then Sabha Esha Purusha Vidaha, Tasya Purusha Vidatam, Anvayam Purusha Vidaha. It is understood. Therefore, those three things are not mentioned by Bhashyakara. But then, if he is the Purusha Vidaha, then what are these five limbs? Purusha is Pakshi Vidaha. So, what are these five limbs of this Manomaya Purusha, Manomaya Pakshi? Manomaya Purusha is in us, but that Manomaya Purusha is contemplated as Pakshi for the clear understanding, for clear concentration. These are all the helping aids for bringing our attention consciously to become aware of that particular kosha. Later on, उसको भी हम छोड़ के आगे बढ़ेंगे. But at this moment, when you see a pakshi, it has got all the five. तो ये तितरी उपनिषद है वो, इसलिए कॉमन मत है. तितरी बर्ड जो घर में घूमते हैं ना, वो पंछियाँ वही है, और कोई स्पेशल नहीं. So it becomes easier for comprehension. Therefore, in Taittiriya Upanishad, वो लगा दिया. He can be compared with any lion also, tiger also. Is it not? But why Taittiriya Upanishad है? Three birds के रूप में वो लोग सब लिए हुए हैं. Therefore, that is used. So, in us is Purusha, but the Purusha is in the akara of the Pakshi. Therefore, the Purusha is Manomaya Purusha is a Pakshi, and Pakshi has five limbs, therefore Manomaya Purusha also five. And it is not his own, he borrowed it from the Prana. Prana अपना नहीं है, उसने अन्नमय से लिया. अन्न का अपना नहीं है, वो अन्न रस से बना. अन्न रस अपने आप नहीं, अन्न से, अन्न पृथ्वी इत्यादि इत्यादि. Everything finally the Brahma Sankalpa only. In its reality. If it is misused, then it is samsara. That is what we are curtailing. Now, the Pancha Purusha Vidatva of the Manomaya Kosha. First the chant, then one by one we are going to see. Tasya Yajure Vashiraha. So, Manomaya Kosha is Vedamaya Kosha. So, Yajurveda is its Shiraha. Ruk Dakshina Pakshaha. For the Manomaya Kosha, which is Purusha Vidha, imagine like a Purusha Akara. And that Purusha is Pakshi. Shiraha is Yajurveda. Ruk Dakshinaha Pakshaha. The Rugveda is the right hand, right wing of that Pakshi. Samottara Pakshaha. The Uttara Pakshaha, the left hand or the left wing. If you say take it as Purusha, it is a hand. If you take as a Pakshi, it is a wing. Pakshaha. उपनिषद में पक्ष ही कहा तो हम पक्षी कहते हैं. तो ये पुरुष रूपी मनोमय पुरुष रूपी पक्षी का शिर यजुर्वेद है, ऋग्वेद दक्षिण पक्ष है, साम उत्तर पक्ष है. Then what is our Atma, the central portion? Then he says आदेश आत्मा. Then पंची का पुच्छ है. What is the pucham? अथर्वांगिरसः पुच्छम प्रतिष्ठा. So first naming ceremony. Then each of them we try to understand as Bhashyakara says. And first three he goes in one go only. 4 and 5 he'll just tell toward the end. First three of the Shiraha, Dakshina and Uttara Pakshas, which are the Vedas, so that he takes some time and explains to us, which is very, very sublime, not easy for you and I to understand. But we'll follow the Bhashya just to see whether you can understand in this one round. If not, maybe in the fifth or sixth round, we'll develop that subtlety capacity to exactly apprehend what is meant. Because some of the writings of Bhashyakara are beyond our comprehension at certain age of our evolution, stage of our evolution. So अब अभी समझ में आना है मुझे भी या किसी भी मेरे से भी आगे वाले गुरुओं को, ऐसा नहीं है. उनके लिए भी टाइम लगता है कुछ कुछ चीज़ों को समझने के लिए. That mind, that intellect, that subtlety is required. No seeker is complete. No speaker is also. At least you'll have to tune to it to know. थोड़ा सा टाइम सडनली सब प्रकट नहीं होता. Like a sannyasi sadhu mahatma बढ़ गए. Now you tell about embryology, you ask him. He can't tell just like that. When he reads the books, it may click to him, but he'll have to read. Then he will tell. Or close the eyes and contemplate for some time. उस तरफ थोड़ा फोकस तो करना ही पड़ता है, तभी जाकर हो. So in the same way for us also. Now, what is Yajuhu? Yesterday we tried to touch a little portion of it. That we will see and little more add today. If over good, not, we'll take it up again. तो यजुः इति, यजुः तो यजुर्वेद है, and all the Vedas are Jnanam. And the Jnanam Vedas is in the mantra रूप of the Shabdas. They are in the रूप of the mantras. Therefore, Yajuhu is mantra. यहाँ तक पहुंच जाओ पहले. And then those mantras of the Veda, which are aniyata akshara pada avasana, they are called Yajur mantras. So, niyata akshara pada avasana, therefore, are Rug mantras and Sama mantras. तो फिर रुग मंत्र साम और यजुर में फर्क क्या है? रुग एंड साम आर नियताक्षर पद अवसान एंड यजुर आर अनियताक्षर पद अवसान. Only this much difference, but otherwise all are Vedas, all are mantras, and each of them have their meaning depending on what for those words are employed. So इतना तो समझ रहे, यजो इति अनियत पाद अक्षर अवसान मंत्र विशेषः. A specific mantras where no meter etc. is important valued. So therefore it's not in the poetry order, it is in the prose order. So in the prose there is no niyamiti of the aksharas and padas to make a vakya or any write up. But in the Rug and Sama mantras there is a meter is required, and according to that meter that sloka has to be composed, and at that sloka each line should have only these many aksharas, and there it should end like अनुष्टुप छंद. मतलब उनमें 4 ही पाद होना है, 5 नहीं हो सकते, और एक एक पाद के 8 ही अक्षर होना है, 9 नहीं हो सकते. 10 टोटल मिलकर 32 अक्षर ही उसका होना है, 34 नहीं हो सकते. That is called as niyata akshara pada avasana of the chandas, which is in poetry order. But the Rigveda, Yajurveda mantras are in the prose order, therefore they don't follow the Niyatakshara Padadi. Aniyata hai. They are not specific in their meter, but they are also sentences. They also contain the Pada Akshara, and they also have the meaning to convey. Like all our communication is like Yajurveda type only, it is not poetry. Do you think about the meter of how many lettered word I have to use to talk and communicate what I want to? No. I can go on in my flow, go on bringing the words, joining them, making a sentence, and conveying what I want to you. So, Niyatakshara Pada is Rug and Sama, Aniyatakshara Pada and Avasana is Pada and Avasana or Pada only is called Yajur Mantra. Itna ही समझ लो यजुर के बाद में, but enough. Then tat jatiya vachana yajur shabdaha. There were all the vachanas which are in this way अनियत पादाक्षर अनियत अक्षर पाद अवसान है, उन सबको यजुर मंत्र कहते हैं. कीप इट दिस मच अंडरस्टूड. यजुर. Now why it is called as shiraha? Yesterday we saw it, we'll just touch it. Tasya shirastvam pradhanyat. उसका शिर भाग देना उसको प्रधानता के कारण. Like in every body, the head is the important. So here also the head should be important. In other words, the important thing should be named as the head. Then when all the 5 Vedas or 4 Vedas are looked into, then it is found that mostly commonly used and useful with less difficulty were found to be Yajurveda mantras, because of their not compulsion of the metrical measurements, swara measurements, etc. that much. Because of that permeability of them, they are made as the head. Like in any of the organization, whom do you make head? Not a fellow who is just grown by age. Never it is done. Like in politics, लोग सीनियर बनते जाते हैं, लेकिन सीनियर लीडर नहीं बनते वो लोग. सीनियर बनेंगे, लीडर किसको बनाएंगे? Even if the age is less, but he has got all faculties with him. The communication skills, the smiling skills, then mesmerizing skills, then invoking the budgets or the money or the funds for the party, ये सब उसमें है. तो फिर उसको हम वो लीडर के रूप में बिठाते. Not a fellow who knows only one thing. तो रुक साम मंत्रास आर ओनली 1 मीटर दे गो. इधर उधर करो वो कहते हमसे नहीं. बट यजुर मंत्र ऐसे नहीं, ही गोस एवरीवेयर टू डू एवरीथिंग. ऐसी नहीं. Like only a ज्ञानम is given in the metrical form. अब कोई हंसना है, कोई मजाक करना है, या किसी को रुलाना है, ये सब you can't do in a raga yukta. Like if the mother wants to scold the child, She can't scold in a poetry. Something she can do in poetry, but not. But in prose order, यजुर मंत्र में आप प्यार भी कर सकते हैं, डांट भी सकते हैं, गुस्सा भी दिखा सकते हैं, हंसी मजाक भी कर सकते हैं. I'm just telling the permeability of the meterless interactions in our life. That makes it important. And anything important should be head. Therefore, because of this pradhanata, the shira is the position given to the yajuhu in the manomaya atma, in that manomaya pakshi. So manomaya pakshi has got five limbs. The first of the limb is the head. Head is yajur mantras. Yajur is the mantra. This is one reason. Another is what? Ki प्राधान्यम च यागादौ सन्निपत्य उपकारकत्वात्. In all the yajna yaga, sannipatya upakaraka, final touches, final actions are being done by the help of this yajur mantras only, not the other ones. Sannipatya means exactly conduction of the yajna. Samyak nipatanam. More important are the Yajur mantras, in which the meter is not required. Example is what? Yajushahi havihi diyate. With Yajur mantras only, the havish is offered to the fire while saying the mantra and saying the Swaha Karadina. So Prajapataye Swaha, Prajapataye Danna Mama, Indraya Swaha, Indraya Danna Mama, Agnaya Swaha, Agnaya Danna Mama, and any other Swaha Karam जब करते हैं तो उस समय उस सनिपात पोर्शन ऑफ यज्ञ में यजुर mantras are used, and that's the most important topic of the yajna. Therefore, that yajna in which Sannipadana Kriya is important, and therefore that mantras which are helping in doing this Sannipata Kriya Adi must be important, and they incidentally happen to be the Yajur mantras. Therefore, that is Shirastvam, important, head. And as we concluded yesterday, don't fight ki why not Rug, why not Saba. है ना, because वेद लोग भी एक दूसरे से लड़ते हैं. ब्राह्मण फाइट विथ ईच अदर डिपेंडिंग ऑन देयर ओन शाखास. कलयुग में हर एक कारण के लिए लड़ाई होती है, और एक दिन कोई कारण नहीं था और उस कारण से भी लड़ रहे हैं, है कि नहीं यार? तो हर दिन किसी न किसी विषय पे दुखी होता है. आज कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं, क्यों दुखी हो रहा है? अरे भैया कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना, हाँ उसलिए मैं दुखी हूं. कली कला का है तो कोई भी कर सकते हैं. Therefore, Shankara Bhagavan is coming to a down step and he says, Rayar, why you call the Rig Veda as the Yajur Veda as the head of the Panchi? ये प्राधान्यता में आपको कंट्रोवर्सी है क्या? अरे तो सिंपल करो. व्हाट इज दैट? कि वाचनिकी व शिरादि कल्पना सर्वत्र. वाचनिकी ये वचन हो गया उपनिषद का. कैन एनीबडी डेयर टू टॉक अगेंस्ट उपनिषद? नो. उपनिषद सेड दैट्स इट. उपनिषद ने कहा तो सब डर जाते. ऋग्वेदी कहो, यजुर्वेदी कहो, कोई भी कहो, वेद ने कहा, उपनिषद में वेद मंत्र ने, वेद ने कहा तो nobody dare to question Veda's authority. वेद ने कहा आवाज हो गया. दैट इज सनातन धर्म. वेद माता ने कहा तो कोई फिर बाद में क्वेश्चन नहीं करेगा. फाइनल अथॉरिटी, सर झुकाना ही पड़ेगा. So if at all by saying the Yajuhu is the head, there is an objection to the other fellows, then when they are discussing, we tell them, यार वेद ने कहा भाई, तुमको एक्सेप्ट करना है कि नहीं एक्सेप्ट. लड़ोगे क्या? Whether you are disappointed or frustrated, that is later on. But पहले तो एक्सेप्ट करो, बात खत्म करो पहले. In many of the discussions, accept करा के बात खत्म कराते. That is the one of the solutions. So here, Yajureva Shiraha Vachaniki. Vachaniki means Veda Vasanam. And in fact, in all the five koshas, all the five limbs that are mentioned are Veda Vasanam. Don't question about it, but use it for your upasana. Try to become aware of that kosha with all the details given fully. Then know that you are living at that level by taking it as an atma, and that is causing that level of samsara. Then go to the next kosha so that this level of samsara goes away. But here also there is samsara. Then go to the next. In that way, change your atmiyata from one kosha grasser to the subtler till you reach to Brahma. That exercise is important. Don't worry about which pakshi, कौन से जंगल का, किस कलर, क्यों पक्षी बोला है, भंवरा क्यों नहीं कहा. Then all these things are wrong questions. A sincere student never gets those doubts at all. श्रुति ने कहा भाई पक्षी और उसका सिर है यजुर्वेद हो गयो यजुरेव. Now, how the Manomaya kosha is Vedamaya? That is a big discussion starts from now onwards. That is where we need lot of attentiveness, subtlety to understand. थोड़ा हम कोशिश करेंगे जो हुआ सो हुआ नहीं तो ईश्वर इच्छा. So now यहाँ तक तो देख ही लिया हमने. What are the things we have seen? There is something other than pranamaya. It is manomaya. That is inside pranamaya, and it is antaraha, and it is purnaha. And then mana is sankalpa vikalpadhyatmakam. Thereafter, what we are told is, what is the meaning of, what is the head of it? Head is Yajurveda. And what is the difference between Yajur and Ruk and Sama? Yajur are the mantras where these are Niyati for Pada, Akshara, Avasana. Akshara is in Tavka. But in the other two, Ruk and Sama, there must be Akshara Pada ka, Avasana ka Niyati hai. Therefore, Aniyata Akshara Pada Avasana is mantra. That much we have seen. Thereafter, tasya shirahatvam kyun aaya? Pradhanya, because prose is used more in Vedic time also, every time also. More using is called more pradhanata. So frequently used is prose, therefore prose is pradhana. Prose may have Rigveda, Yajurveda, sorry, therefore Yajurveda ko shira bana diya, don't ask. वासनी की भी है, because it is said in the Shastra. After होना चाहिए. और एक बात क्या कहा कि in that Sannibhata Yaga, it is the Yajur mantras which are used by which the utterance of Swaha is done. Then only the most important topic of Yajna called as giving ahutis is possible. So a यज्ञ वाला, एक लॉजिक वाला, एक शास्त्र वाला, तीन एग्जाम्पल्स ही गिव टू मेक अस एक्सेप्ट व्हाई श्रुति माता सेड द यजुर्वेद इज शिरा. बस फिक्स हो गया अब इस बात से. Now why the mana itself is Vedatmakam is being explained from here onwards. Very sublime, very beautiful if it clicks to us and gives such an inspiration and relaxation also. One by one we will see. Now, manasohi. Now, why the Vedatmaka mana hai? Because from the mana only Vedas express. There are two levels here. I'll tell you in advance only. Two levels the thought is developed here. First level thought is what? It is mana because of which the Vedas are expressed. Very clear. Second is what? Vedas expressed through the mana. It is not that the mana is even the cause. Then what? Go to the higher level. Mana is an instrument used by Paramatma for the expression of the Vedas. And what are the expression of Veda through the mana? Only one thing. Not every nonsense of kama, krodadi, dushta vikaras we have. That is not the expression of Veda through mana. Nonsense hai wo sab. That is the mana ka misuse karna hai. Then what is the other aspect? The mantras. Whenever the mantras either revealed to the rishis on the seat of meditation or their revelations when they are given to us in the form of books, when we are chanting those mantras, those all mantra ucharana which we are doing is done at the level of the mind. In that case, the Paramatma inside is using the mind for the ucharana for us, for the expression for the great saints of these mantras. So परमात्मा है मन के द्वारा मंत्र के रूप में व्यक्त हो रहे हैं every time, whether it is the ancient time of the revelation of the mantras rishis or this moment when you and I are chanting the mantra chanting is happening at the mind level. At that mind level, Paramatma only expressing as the mantra. That is how the glory of the mana also more important than that is the glory of the mantra. That is why the mantras are apaurusheya. Thus Vedas are apaurusheya. वेद रूपी परमात्मा ही मन के रूप में मंत्र के रूप में एक्सप्रेस हो रहे हैं. इन द मन द अदर टू एस्पेक्ट्स आर व्हाट? द संकल्प विकल्प सब राग द्वेष काम क्रोध. दैट इज ऑल द जीवास मिस्टेक्स. The other aspect which is not again is what? The memory aspect. Smruti कहते हैं उसको. The smruti also is again खेल of the mana taken independent. So neither the Smriti we are talking about, nor the Sankalpa Vikalpa talking about, pure mantras we are talking about. Those mantras are expression of Paramatma through the only mana, first and foremost. Thereafter, the mana uses the Vani to speak out the mantra. Then the mana uses the ears to listen the mantra. ये बात की बात. But without mana, mantra cannot be. Therefore, that's how the mana has become Vedamaya. क्योंकि mantras are Vedas. In other words, through the mana, the Veda alone is expressing as the mantra. Therefore, the value of the mantras, that is why the power of the chanting of mantra continuously when we do, it takes us without requirement of any sadhana to Paramatma, because every mantra is Veda, Veda is Paramatma. It's a very sublime, very subtle thing. Never ever underestimate any mantras, and they are not the mind imagined things. They are not the memories. They are the expression of divine only. So whenever I am chanting, let's say Om Bhor Bhuva Swaha Tatsavidurvarenyau Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. This is not a memory. This is not any other emotions of likes, dislikes. It is direct Parabrahma Paramatma as a Veda through this mouth expressing as the mantra. In fact, whenever we are chanting mantras, we are one with God. Only thing is we have to realize that. It is so करके हमको realize करके accept करना है. That is what is the development of the subject given here by Bhashyakara. Today I'll chant little bit, but explanation of the same thing, little more detailedly we can see tomorrow. See, manasahahi. See, manasahahi means from the mind alone, because of the mind alone, through the mind alone. The mantra is expressing which has got all these limbs. Manasahahi, first sthana. The sthana means the udbhava sthana of the shabda. Now we are talking what? The subject what we are discussing. Why the mana is at Vedamaya. मनोमय कोश को वेदमय बताए ना. तो वेद क्या है? एक साइड परमात्मा है, सेकंड साइड शब्द है. विच शब्द? दे आर द मंत्रास. सो द मंत्रात्मकता, द सेक्रेडनेस ऑफ द वेदास वहां रखो. बेसिकली दे आर शब्द. सो फ्रॉम द मन ओनली द वेदात्मक मंत्र शब्द एक्सप्रेस. दैट्स व्हाट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड नाउ. दैट इज अ डिस्कशन वी आर डूइंग. फ्रॉम द मन ओनली the Vedatmaka Shabda Mantra expresses. Shabdas are there. Every Shabda is not mantra. Mantra alone is mantra. So Mantratmaka Shabda and mantras are only in the Vedas. Therefore वेद के मंत्र जो शब्द रूप है वो मन से निकलते हैं, वो बताना चाह रहे. From the mana other things also come, but they are not Veda, they are not mantra. Like the Smriti, it is not Veda nor mantra. As I said, the Kama, Krodha, the Vikara, they also are seated in mind only. But they are not Vedas, they are not mantras. In fact, that memory aspect of the mana, this other aspect of the mana, they are all later on developed. We are talking about the mana per se. So that mana per se, when we are discussing at that level, what I said is, from the mana only, these all happen, which put together make a word, which put together mantra, which puts together becomes the Veda. Forget about the Smriti and other things. Only pure Veda hai, usme mantra hai, wo shabd hai. है ना? This Veda, which is mantratmaka, which is shabdatmaka, if mind is not there, where from it will come? That is the meaning of explanation here. First is what? Manasahi sthana. Sthana means what? The birthplace of the sound. Shabda. Shabda become mantra, mantra is Veda. That sthana is two types. One sthana is at the throat level. है ना? mana throat level में वो शब्द को उत्पन्न करके मुख द्वारा बाहर. But before that, in the mind only, the shabda is generated. That is called a second level of the Vani. Madhyama Vani isko कहते हैं. Like the Vani is at 4 level. The Vani at the unexpressed pure conscious level is called Paravani. From that level, when the Vani comes to a lower level but undivided, it is called as Pashyanti Vani. The same Pashyanti Vani comes at the mind level with the division, but only at the thought level. It is called as Madhyama Vani. Same Vani, when expresses through the mouth, where the Shabda is different, the Rupa is different, the object is called Vaikhari Vani. Like I say chair with the mouth. When I say chair with the mouth, chair is different. The Vani is different. This is called Vaikhari. But before I express with the mouth the chair, the Shabda chair as well as the chair, both are in the mind, but they are different. Differentiated but subtly. Before that, the Rupa chair, the Nama chair is there inside. It is called as Pashyanti Sthai. And before that, everything in the world is in the form of Parabrahma only. That's called Paravani. So the mana is the one where the Paramatma, undifferentiated Shabda at the Pashyanti, coming to the mana level only, starts becoming the Madhyama Vani. Therefore, what is the sthana for the Vani to express? Either you say the mana, because there only the Rupa Namaka differentiation shuru ho raha hai, though it is subtle. Secondly, at the throat level the Shabda starts, but through the throat who is telling to bring out this Shabda? Mana only. Therefore, for the Shabda to get generated either in the form of thought or even from the sound, the Karana is Mana. Therefore, Man Shabd ka sthana Mana hai. Point 1. Second, Prayatna. Who is doing that Prayatna, bringing out the sound? If the Mana with its Sankalpa is not there, koi nahi karega. Like I want to chant a Veda mantra. Nowadays, every day we are chanting for this purpose only the Veda mantras. Anubhadra Sukta we have seen for 4 days. Tomorrow one more day we'll do. Another one we'll take. In fact, if the time given, God's grace, all the 4 Vedas we bring and make a parana of that. लगने दो 4 साल 5 साल. रुक ये जो सामातरण वेद कहीं कोई लोग तो छपाए होंगे जितना अवेलेबल है. I think we'll get a print of it. It will be very costly. Doesn't matter. 10-10 हजार रुपए होगा एक वेद का. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? रहने दो. हम उसका भी पारायण करेंगे. Veda Parayana itself is a great, great sadhana. So the sthana is because of mana, clearly explained. Because the mana only the dichotomy of the Nama Rupa comes. And the sthana, though it is kantha, but kantha sthana मन के प्रेरणा से ही एक्टिवेट होता है. है ना, अगर मन ने कहा कि मैं बोलूंगा ही नहीं तो kantha will never get activated. Like on the day when you take mauna vrata, mind told the throat don't talk. हो गया. Other day mind prompts the throat, then that's the sthana from where the sound comes. Not only sthana, second is prayatna, effort to bring out the sound. Third, nada. The first expression of the sound is nada. Then it takes into the form of swara. The 2 types of swaras, one is Vedic swaras of Anutata, Udata, Prutak, Swarita, and our swaras, depending on the emotion. Is it not? So here we are not talking about Vyavahara. It is mind manipulation. We are talking only Veda. Therefore Veda स्वर का ही हम बात करेंगे. So sthana bhi mana hai. Prayatna also mana. Then nada also is mano. Then swara also is mana. Next one varna. Varna na. Varna means दोनों आ जाते हैं. Swara, varna. Varna both the vowels and consonants. वर्णमाला हम उसको कहते हैं वहां. Swara means actually vowels only. Varna means vyanjana. Consonant means vyanjanas. So the swara vyanjana. Shiksham vyakyasyamaha matra valam samasantanaha varnaswaraha matra valam. So swara varna इधर गया है, वहां वर्ण स्वर दिया. So the swara and the varna. Swara is, you can see Udata Anudata Swara. Varna means alphabets. In that both you can add up the vowels and consonants. Swara and Vyanjanas. ये भी कहाँ से निकल रहे हैं? Is the mind which does sankalpa. So if you have to say a fan, if you have to say a man, or he says something, your mana will have to create or give that permission to come that letter, वो particular letter बनने के लिए. So varna का भी मन ही कारण है. Then these varnas, the vowels, consonants, मिलकर क्या होते रहते हैं? pada, words. Pada together what they become? Vakya. And vakyas do what? Vishaya. Then Vishaya ka, oh, tat sankalpa. Oh, Vishaya means that through that Vakya, what subject or matter you want to communicate. Tat sankalpatmika, tat bhavita vritti. All this bhavana and sankalpa is done only in the vritti level, and all that is happening in the mana only. देखो कितना डिटेल्ड एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया या भाष्यकार ने. हाउ द मन बिकमिंग कॉज फॉर एक्सप्रेसिंग द इनर भावना थ्रू द साउंड इन सो मेनी स्टेजेस. Basic point is what? The mana is not there, all of them don't express. We are talking particularly today in this context, not generally every sound, but we are sticking to the Veda mantras. Again, both the things, whether the Vedas are revealed to the Mahatmas or those revelations when they are written in the book form, we are chanting. In both cases, the medium was the mana for the Shruti Mata to express. That is why the mana is taken as Vedatmaka. A proof is given कि a particular meaning वाला वेद मंत्र का उच्चारण में there is a vakya first. Those vakya has some words. The words have the alphabets. They are swara and vyanjana rupa. Before that, it was in the sthiti of nada, and before that, it is the step pada, and that has got its own sthana. So the sthana, prayatna, then we talk about here what? Nada, swara, varana, pada, vakya, vishaya. Finally, the vishaya is conveyed through the vakya. Then tad bhavita vritti shrotradi karana dwara with the instruments again of ears, etc., of the audience or listener. It goes into his ears. Again through the ear. All this goes to his mind only. And in the mind only, either memory of that mantra happens if the students are only the learners, or if the meaning was the one the guru wanted to convey through that mantra, that meaning is received in the mind only. तो मेरे मन से निकलने वाला वेद मंत्र आपके मन को पहुंच रहा है. मन मेरा नहीं है तो in these many levels through which the mantra has to be ucharita, it will never happen. So to imbue the mind is not there, then you will not be able to receive this mantra and find the meaning for which I have communicated that sentence. Now, these are all not Vyavaharika sentences, nor the Smriti, nor our own Manavrittis of Sankalpa, Kama, Krodha. We are talking about Vedas. The pure mana, without all these nonsense, is Vedamaya. Again, Paramatma, who is Veda Swarupa, expresses a Shabda through the mana. Shabda is required for communication at the human level, normal, ordinary level. Only very rare cases where one is sitting like Dakshinamurti teacher, others are equally mature students. He communicates without speaking and without listening. They understand everything. So वहाँ मनवन का जरूरत नहीं है, शब्द का भी जरूरत नहीं. Is a internal deep most communication, the very high level. Only Dakshinamurti can do and others. But you and I, to communicate knowledge, we need to have the शब्द. तो सारा वेद अनुभव है, पर ब्रह्म अनुभव है. वो बताने के लिए उसको शब्द का रूप धारणा करना था. शब्द रूप उन्होंने मन के द्वारा धारणा की. Therefore, all the mantras ucharita through the mouth are nothing but mana only. Mana is Vedatmaka. This much today we'll understand. Then evam ruk evam samacha. Same way is ruk and sama. ऋग्वेद सामवेद में इसमें फर्क क्या था? यजुर्वेद was aniyata, padakshara, they are niyata. This is only difference. Other than that, there are also sounds. They are uttered through the mouth, but before that, they are caused at the mana level. Mana is instrument for the Veda Mata, Shruti Mata, Guru or Paramatma to express as mantra, whether it is Rug mantra, Yajur mantra, Sam mantra. Therefore, Yajureva Shiraha, Rug Dakshina Paksha, Sam Uttara Paksha of the Manomaya Pakshi. Manomaya Pakshi has got these three Vedas as these three main limbs. Again, some more things are discussed. Evam cha manomrutyitve mantrana mrutyeva avartate iti manasa java upapadyate. These are all little next level of discussion. 2 या 3 बातें और कुछ ज्यादा नहीं. कल के दिन हम उसको टच करें. मंत्रों का मानस जप करने से कैसा लाभ होता है, एंड वाई उच्चारण ऑफ द मंत्र इज डायरेक्ट टचिंग ऑफ परमात्मा, बिकॉज द मंत्र इज नॉट मेमोरी, mantra is not the worldly thing. Mantra is Parabrahma only. How is it so? Two or three deep thoughts are there. Them we will discuss tomorrow. Then we get an idea of glory of the mantra of Veda, how we get develop the respect toward them. And those mantras, though we do the uchcharan of the mouth, but if we can feel them in the mind also, then we will be great tuners to the truth or the reality. That is the main purpose. Then we will take up the other two of the Atma is Adesha, then Atharvangirasa Pucham. There are only one sentence. So the Manomaya Koshka, Vedatmakatva, little more to discuss. Tomorrow we will see. Om 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 ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रुतिमात्रे नमः ओम तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Thank you for your patient audience, this sublime knowledge.